Dylan Hartley, welcome to SportsvibeTV. A new year, a fresh start. You're looking happy. Congratulations on making the EPS squad. Never in doubt in my mind, mate. But tell me, what's your sort of mood right now? I don't mean right now.
Well, looking forward, excitement, fresh start for England, fresh coaches, fresh players, big challenge ahead of us.
You will know everybody you've played against or with in the EPS, and you know, I'm not saying there is doom and gloom about English rugby. I think there was. I think with the new year and the new management, and there seems to be sort of a fresh new dawn. But I think it might be worth reminding people that you are Six Nations champions, and the squad of players that have just been selected are pretty good, aren't they?
Certainly. I think if you look throughout the Premiership, the top 4 teams, I think they've dominated the EPS selection. And it's exciting. A lot of young players coming through. We've kept hold of 15 kind of experienced players as well. But like you say, it's a fresh start, mate. It's exciting times. Everyone's looking ahead. And you're right, we are Six Nations champs.
Now, they're talking about sort of inexperience in the team, but I always think inexperience is not governed by age, it's governed by inexperience. And if you look at that squad, and there's a lot of guys who are still from the World Cup who are in their early, and in your case you're fairly ancient now, you're 25, aren't you? But guys in their early and mid-20s who have already got a fair amount of caps. So it's unfair to say it's an inexperienced squad, isn't it?
No, I think, like I said, there's 15 new faces in the squad. But with any good team, you need a blend of youth and experience. And I think, you know, regardless of age, experience is caps and minutes played, and we've got plenty of that through existing players. So that's good to see. That's encouraging to see plenty of young guys come through. Even the younger ones like Lee Dixon, Phil Dowson. I think Dowson's 30 now, isn't he?
I don't know.
But it's a long time coming for those two. So that's good to see.
Now, in the dream scenario, people like yourself and I know Ben Youngs and Floody and your mates Ashy and Fodes and all these guys, you know, you've already got between 20, 30 and in the case of Floody, 40 caps already, and you're early to mid-20s. So, what, 3.5 years time, World Cup, you're still around, you're in your mid to late 20s, 40, 50, 60, 70 caps? Perfect.
That is the perfect scenario.
But it's doable, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And I think the squad that we have now, like I said, it's a fresh start, and there's plenty of youth there. So in 3-4 years' time, you know, all these players that we have now will hopefully all come through together and be able to challenge for a World Cup. Now,
you mentioned the World Cup. Obviously, the last World Cup's just gone, as we all know. It didn't go as planned. Talking to quite a few players over the last few days, as I have, it's interesting how, although everybody wants to kick on, obviously, the World Cup, though, the experience and all the downs and everything on and off the pitch, it's been logged and it's going to be used by the players. I'm assuming the same for you as well. You obviously want to move on, but you don't want to brush what happened under the carpet as well. You want to use it as motivation and, I guess, for lessons to be learnt.
Like I say, I have drawn a line under it, and like I say, I'm motivated by it to put things right, and it's a new dawn for English rugby, and it's exciting. I can't wait to get to Leeds and meet the new squad, get training and get things underway for that first game. But yeah, just huge excitement around the camp at the moment, and looking forward to it. And
at which point, Dylan, did the sort of disappointment change to excitement? You know, when you sort of switched from, I would imagine, being on a bit of a downer after New Zealand, because it didn't go as you would have wanted, but, I mean collectively, Dylan, but when did that change to then sort of, right, you know, excitement, new dawn, can't wait to get going?
Getting back to the club is massive. When you're back at your club, you've got a new challenge, and for me that was getting Northampton back to the top 4, and as a club we've done that. We've played some good rugby, and the good thing from that, you know, the team's performed, and we've got 8 players in the EPS, so that's you know, that's great for Northampton. It's testament to how the team's been playing to have, like I said, 8 players selected.
Now, tell me about Scotland. How many times have you played against the Scots?
3, 4, 5 times maybe. Always difficult.
Always difficult. I can't remember the last time I saw England comfortably beat Scotland. I mean, on paper, England are always supposed to beat Scotland, so it says, but it never works out that way because they're so good against you, so determined, aren't they?
You never get an easy international. And as soon as you don't respect your opposition, that's where you come unstuck. So, you last time I played at Murrayfield, we drew, I think. And that's how difficult
That was 2 years ago you drew, that's right. And 2 years before, I don't know whether you appeared in that one, you lost. So that's your record at Murrayfield.
I played last year.
Last year was at Twickenham, wasn't it? Which was you won.
And then obviously the World Cup, where we pipped it in the end, so they'll be a bit sore about that. So we're going to have to be right for that game.
Describe the atmosphere that will greet you when you run out of that pitch at Murrayfield. It's for sort of an unbiased media person like me. I have to say I'm unbiased, obviously. I love the atmosphere. It's great. The history, the tradition, the smoke, the pipes, all that. Do you enjoy that? Does it intimidate you? Does it all go over your head because you're so focused?
It's an experience. It's a match day experience. I think wherever you play. I think personally for me, Wales, Millennium Stadium, roof closed, flames going up, singing, and the same at Murrayfield, bagpipes, Flower of Scotland. It's brilliant. It's all to the experience, and I think it's something to get. I don't know. You just kind of take it, and it doesn't intimidate you or excite you, but it's one of those things you just kind of sit back and take it and appreciate. I think that's the thing when you look back on your career. You'll remember those sorts of things.
So listen, about the Six Nations in general, it looks very open to me. It looks, well, Italy probably won't win it, but you can bet your life they'll beat somebody, at least. And as for the other guys, well, I don't know, the French are going to look really strong, aren't they? The Welsh, they've got great young teams. Scots will be difficult. It's a lot rides on the first weekend as always, doesn't it?
It does. And for us going away from home with a fresh squad, it's a big challenge for us. But yeah, a lot does ride on that opening weekend.
Now, every great successful sports person I've ever met or read about or heard have always said to really achieve, to get to the very pinnacle, you have to lose, you have to taste failure, you have to taste defeat. And the England World Cup winning team of 2003 did that for many years, and everybody does. Now, you had the Heineken Cup final experience.
That hurts. Yeah,
of course it will, and obviously you had the World Cup as well. But they're all stepping stones, I guess, and it's all, you put it in the locker, don't you? In the head, put it in the locker, and it'll all lead, I guess, at one point to success.
I think, looking at the squad now, like I said, it's got a real youthful feel to it. So no one in that team's won a World Cup. A third of them might have won a Six Nations. That was my first Six Nations that we won last year. So there's plenty of drive there to win things, and that's the cool thing about this team at the moment.
Well, Dylan, best of luck for the Six Nations and for England. Good to see you again.
Yeah, always good to see you, mate.
Okay, don't get sloppy. Right. And yes, there's a rugby ball with a cat on it. What's the name of the company? Panther?
Puma.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Thank you.